Everyone. Welcome and happy Tuesday. Just giving some time for people to keep logging in. And just so everyone knows, we are recording this session. You know that all the webinars that the Hive is helping us with for San Diego Gives University are recorded. So if there's anything that you want to take notes of or rewatch, you can do so at your convenient time. So I'm just going to give one more minute for some of the pendings that we have for to be set up, and we'll get started. How's everyone feeling this Tuesday morning? Why don't you drop into your chat? How are you feeling today? Nice. Amazing. I know the person that said busy star, Ashton. I thought we were already in the middle of the weekend. I'm like, oh wait, it's Tuesday.
Monica, I always ask people where they're tuning in from geographically and what kind of organization they're supporting. Do you mind if I ask
Yeah,
that?
no, of course. Go ahead, Lori. This is your show.
So hardly. It's my pleasure to be here and be here with your group. I sometimes people find friends. Well, obviously, geographically, you guys are all in the San Diego area, but
Mm-hmm.
sometimes organizations that kind of work together. It's a nice way to just connect and feel a little closer. You let me
Mm-hmm.
know when we're ready to go, Monica.
Yeah, thank you, Lori. I see people from La Jolla Playhouse in San Diego joining us. And it's been 5 minutes. I want to be respectful of everyone's time. For the ones that don't know me, my name is Monica Martinez, and I'm the managing director for North County Philanthropy Council. We've partnered for San Diego Gives in the past, and this year we are leading the efforts along with Sharon Goodson and Impact Cube and the Hive. So we're very excited for all these workshops. We're also very excited to introduce new partners like Lori Hockman from our growth strategist from Altria. And this presentation, it is part of San Diego Gives. It is Effortless Fundraising. And so we wanted you to know that for San Diego Gives, if you've already signed up, you know that you're using your own platform. For the ones that haven't signed up for San Diego Gives and are still thinking about joining, this will give you a very good idea of kind of like running the campaign this year. Lori did an amazing job at really taking in all the information about the changes that we're making and how to make it, like the title says, as effortless as possible for everyone. And just a reminder, if you haven't registered for San Diego Gives, registration closes on July 8th. We have some really good surprises coming up for everyone. And this will be managed as a 6-week fundraising campaign. So July 25th is when we're going to start kicking off with all the marketing material to engage donations. So that's why we really recommend signing up by July 8th to be part of all this process. And I'll drop the link for our website where we have more details about San Diego Gives. This Thursday, we have our newsletter coming out, and we sent out an email last week with frequently asked questions that we've been getting about the project. So if you are still on the fence about it, that can be very helpful. And without further ado, I'm gonna let Lori lead us. And if you want to add something else as an introduction, Lori, please share with us.
It is my pleasure to be here with you, Monica, and your whole group that's here in the audience. I appreciate each and every one of you for spending a little bit of your time with us today. I know how valuable it is, and I promise I have brought along strategy, I've brought examples, I brought a video, and I brought some website examples. So I brought a little bit of everything so that I can share with you my insight for giving days and for event and auction fundraising. So I love that Monica has reached out to us and that we're working together in creating the best opportunity for you guys to make as much money as possible. I know you always say the donors are the heroes, but you know what? There's a cape on your back too, because you're the ones that are facilitating all this work. So the title of this webinar is Effortless Fundraising for San Diego Gives. Let's go ahead and punch right through. If you don't know me, my name is Lori. Hi, I am the marketing director here at Octria, business strategist. I don't know. They all call me different things. Look, as long as you don't call me late for dinner. Octria was built from the ground up, hyper-focused on event and auction fundraisers, and that's been since 2011. And I've actually been using Octria since 2012, and I've been working for Octria almost just as long. My passion is to help you guys raise as much money as possible. And I'm bringing along a whole lot of examples to show you how to do that and winding this in to a Gives Day. So we have been a huge supporter of Giving Tuesday for many, many years, and you'll see how that looks within the Octria system. When I say supporting it, I mean supporting it. And we're taking all of those learnings and we're handing them to you on a silver platter so that you can have them for your local San Diego Gives Day. So San Diego Gives is your day. I want you, so this is the agenda, what we're going to roll through. I want you to plan now. I want you to think about a specific goal and ask. And I want to reach those that care about your cause. I want you to tell your story a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. I'm going to talk about choosing donation levels, matching dollars, ambassadors or amplifiers. And I did bring along an example of how to set up a donation page in under 3 minutes. And I have a little video that I will play and I'll give it to you so that you can watch it back. So that's what we're going to accomplish today. Are we all in, Monica? All right. If you guys want to give me a thumbs up or anything in the chat or any sort of comments, I'm happy to pause and look at those as well as we go along. If not, I'll just roll right through. So the purpose of San Diego Gives and any event and auction fundraiser is two purposes. You want to raise money, but you also want to raise awareness for your cause. And those go together like peanut butter and jelly, because you want to raise money at donation levels that are adjustable and that show progress. And then you also want to raise awareness for your organization with branding, colors, all that on your event website, images, videos, social media, and it all flows together. They're paired together. You want to raise money and raise awareness, and Octria can do that so that you can put your donation page up on Octria. And if you use somewhere else, that's totally fine. I brought you along strategies that you can use for this amazing day of giving. So I want you to plan now, and Monica's given you some dates. July 8th, you need to sign up by, but I want you to plan out now what that campaign is going to look like. And I'm talking about your emails, your social media, and a fabulous and specific online donation page. People are going to be giving online and you got to make it easy for them. But don't just send them to your regular donation page and think, oh, I'm talking about San Diego Gives. And so, I'll just send them to my regular page. This needs to be purposeful, and you're sending them there to that page because you are participating in San Diego Gives. You want to ride the coattails of all the work that Monica and her team has worked on in promoting San Diego Gives, branding that out there, getting it out into the news, getting it out into the region, and having a specific online donation page that is just for San Diego Gives is your way to accomplish that. So I want to talk about a specific ask. You want to make sure that when you are asking people for a donation for a giving day like San Diego Gives, it is specific. So it's not just, oh, we could use a couple dollars so that we can do some more work in the area. Specific. People will give if you tell them exactly where those dollars are going. So you're going to do this in 4 different ways. One of them is clarity and focus. So in the world of fundraising, if you ask for donations that can make all the difference, a generic plea for support can really fall flat. You want to ask for something that connects the donor's emotions and the sense of purpose and can lead to increased contributions. So, like I said, for clarity and focus, you want to be super clear about what you are asking for and how that's going to impact. So think about that. And this can deviate from your regular programming and platforming. You know, we always ask for, there are some people, what we're on here, trans family support services. I think there's some other, I didn't see too many others, but it's not just that, it's exactly what those dollars are going to go. Boost confidence that the funds will be used as expected. So you want to tell people in the past how your dollars were raised so that they know when they donate today or tomorrow that those funds are going to go in the right place. And now's the time to do that. July 8th is the sign up, to July 25th is the kickoff, but now is the time to start filling that funnel with all of those amazing stories of all that good work that you guys have done, because you want to show, and then ask. This is the show period. So I'm glad you guys are hanging out with us today. And then in that specific ask, you want to tap into the emotion. You want people to feel hungry, feel angry, feel happy, feel sad. When they tap into the emotion, that's when they're going to tap that donation button. And I brought along some additional behavioral science stuff. And then you want to reduce decision fatigue. You don't want to ask them, oh, do you want to donate 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, $50? Do you want to volunteer this day or that day or this day or that? Narrow it down. You want to donate right here and you want to volunteer right here. So reducing that decision fatigue and putting the people in front of the activities that you want them to take. So when I talk about a specific ask and planning it now, you want this to come from your current CRM or your email provider, or whatever you work on right now. But set up your email blast that you're going to have on your giving day. So I brought this one along. This is an example for an organization that used Octria for their Giving Tuesday event. And they did all these graphics in advance now, and then they just filled in the numbers on the day of. And this was throughout the day of giving. So it showed them click here to make a difference. And then it showed them what percent they were to goal throughout the day. And you cannot over communicate this, I guarantee. So in the beginning of the day, the thermometer was low. Midday, it was getting a little higher. Later in the day, it was getting higher. And before the end of the evening, they put it out again. So you can see the percent to goal that they were at, and they were sending that out in email blasts on that giving day. So when I talk about planning, I want you to totally pre-plan out, because the last thing you want to do the day of giving is scrambling and, oh my gosh, do we have our graphics? Look how amazing we're doing. How do we tell people that? Do it now when you can sit back, relax, plan, look, revise, and then all you have to do is put that number in. So I want you to plan on getting those graphics and that information up as soon as possible. And I want you to carry that through from your donation page, through your emails, and then again through your social media, because you want to have that consistency. And I know Monica and the team has done an amazing job with San Diego Gives, with those blue waves on it and those colors. You want to tie into that. You want to ride those coattails. And then have that in your graphics so that when people see it, they're like, oh my gosh, today's the day of giving. I love so-and-so organization. I am going to give them their dollars. I want to help them meet their goal. I want to, whatever it is, feed the animals, shelter the people, help with the trans families, whatever it is. So a day of thermometers displaying the current goal live throughout that is just incredibly, incredibly important. So work on those graphics now so that you can just update them when you need to. Okay, let's talk about reaching and sending your audience to your San Diego Gives donation page. So you've creating this gorgeous page. You're already segmenting, right? You know who's giving and when to send, and send them to your specialized San Diego Gives donation page. And your specialized page needs to have a specific San Diego Gives information on it. We're doing this because of San Diego Gives. We want to support our local charities, and we're doing it on this day. We want to make a community impact. And then you want to show the why. Why? Answer that question. Show the why, show the why, show the why, and make it fast for a decision for them to donate and make it fast for them to share. Remember, I said you want to reduce the decision fatigue. You want to give them very small opportunity to decide on what they're going to donate. So it's not, am I going to donate? It's what am I going to donate? And then make it super, super fast for these people to share. So if I've given, I want to make sure that I'm sharing that out with people that I love also, that I think may also want to give to that organization. So you need to have those share buttons front and center and easy, or, QR codes, or in your social media with links to it. I know I'm stating the obvious, but I'm putting it out there because sometimes things fall through the cracks and you want to make sure that you have these items. So a specific San Diego Gives page, show your why, make it fast for a decision for them to donate, and easy to share. And the less clutter, the quicker the donor can make that donation. So slim all this down and make it really look good. And I'm going to help you along the way. Don't worry. One of the other ways to maximize donor donations during this time of giving is to look at your matching gifts that you have out there. If you have matching gifts that you we're going to use later, use them now. If you have somebody that you know is going to make a large donation on giving day, ask them in advance, hey, we'd like to use that as a matching donation. That way, for the first, if they say, oh, we're going to give you 5,000 and your 5,000 is your matching, then, for every dollar you donate, we're going to double that with one more dollar, and use that as a matching experience, because that will drive people to multiply their donation. So if you know that somebody's already going to do that, all you're doing is re-establishing those dollars in a way that you can utilize them as a vehicle for people to give additional dollars. So you should start having those conversations with your major donors right now, or who you think will be giving on that day, and start asking them, hey, we're participating in San Diego Gives. Do you think you'll be making a donation then? Oh, really? That's interesting. Do you mind if we make that a matching donation? It's going to come in anyway. And all you're doing is using that to facilitate additional donations. So I told you I was going to bring along some of the emotional pieces of this. We did a whole webinar on behavioral science for giving and donations. Emotion drives decision making any day, anytime, anywhere. 80% of the buying decision is emotional, according to Lovemark's author, Kevin Roberts. And this was a report that they had done. So how do you take that knowledge and use it for your giving day, your donations, any event fundraising? You add an emotion and you pair it with the rational decision. Okay. So you take the emotion of, oh my gosh, I want to help because of these activities the organization is doing. And then you put it right next to that rational decision where they can click the button and make a donation. Because what happens is when they're emotional, watching a video, seeing images, people, they call it a hot state from this report. And when you're in that hot state, you have that strong emotion, that awe, that anger, that gut feeling, and people will absolutely donate at higher levels. So when I go back to the very first couple slides, when I was talking about raise money, raise awareness, raise money, raise awareness, they go together because the emotion drives the decision making. So having those paired up and having it easy to access at that moment is what's going to help you raise as much money as possible on the giving days. So that means telling your story. Okay, let me start with your story is not, oh, we have this many students in our school and we have, 500 students in our school and 250 of them come to aftercare and they need ice cream every day for snack or something like that. It's not X days, X participants. It's not X days of volunteering. Your story is singular in focus, and you want to reflect upon the impact. The impact for food support means a family can focus on work or education or growth. The impact for the health services is obviously quality of life, but what else does that mean? So what is that impact doing? Impact for education is high quality education and higher income for generation after generation after generation. So it's not just, oh, we had, a numerical or a quantitative type of thing. Shift to the singular focus and shift to that impact. Again, that's a whole other separate webinar I'm sure you've done on storytelling and things along those lines. But take what you know about the storytelling, which these are the hot points, and bring them into your donation page and into that campaign. Okay, so good copy for storytelling and fundraising. It's so hard, but resist the urge to talk about all the people your organization helps. We have 2,500 kids that come through our door every single afternoon. Try to choose one because it's the victim effect that people will listen to and they'll tune into. So it's not, 25 kids walking through the door. It's that one child that comes in with a backpack that now you can nourish that person, that you can educate them, they can help with their after school studies, whatever it is, whatever you're working on. And you want to start strong with an attention grabber, something that somebody's going to be like, wait, what happened there? An attention grabber and a compelling subject. You want to use nouns and verbs that convey action, and you want to write this in an active voice, not we did or we are going to, or the person has 3 books, they read X amount of books because they've gotten these services in our area. And you want to have a dramatic arc. I mean, you have to put it out there. You're giving, this is your stage where you have to tell your story. So you want to have the dramatic arc, the exposition, the struggle and the trouble, and then the rising action. You literally are putting on a show and telling people that the solution to help is donating dollars to your organization. So I hope I can give you that kind of energy so that you can create some good copy for your storytelling. Let's go ahead and move on. I want to talk about stories. Oops, sorry. I want to talk about stories because they stoke the emotion, and it's emotion that drives the decisions. And for this reason, the stories quite literally move people. So you can see how I'm weaving this all together in this presentation, but this is how I want you to weave it together in your donation campaigns. So if the story involves, this is a fact from the behavioral science people, if the story involves a smell, the olfactory cortex will get activated. If it involves motion, the motor cortex will get activated. So if you are showing motion in your story and you're showing people going and grabbing something or going and participating in something rather than just somebody standing here like me talking at a webinar, if I pull out my pen, chances are you might pull out your pen. If I pull out my pen and I start writing, chances are you might jot down a note also. So if you talk about making a donation, then you're preloading that in their mind, and they're going to click that button and make a donation. Okay, moving on to some brain activation. Oops, sorry. I have two screens running here, and they overlap a little bit, so my bad. Not only can you make your target part of your tail, but you can also make your tail part of your target. And what I mean by that is you're telling your tale and you're telling about a person, what you did, what your impact is, but you can also take that tail and make it the target. So if I'm doing all these activities and this happened to this person that we're talking about in our storytelling, now how is that person the one that can ask for those donations and make that happen? Because of you, this happened. So putting the ideas in the donor's mind and activating parts of the brain so the listener tunes in and the story becomes their own thoughts. So what I mean by that is when you talk to donors, you say to them, you're a cancer researcher with us. You are helping, you are feeding our families that need food. You're a provider. So you're labeling them as somebody that's actively doing something. Then when they see the donation page, they're like, well, of course I'm a feeder for people that need food, and clicking that button. So you're activating the parts of the brain and telling them that they're part of that story then. And the donors help solve the problem by donating, and then they feel the pride and the relief and the happiness and the confidence and the pure delight. So they're actually getting out of that by donating to your fundraiser, to your giving day. A lot of times we have other thought leaders that come to Octria's webinars, and one of them is our friend Sandy Reese at Get Fully Funded. And she is, I'm sorry about that. I don't know why I keep doing that. And she is an incredible influencer, and she always talks about core number. I'm pulling a lot of stuff from a lot of people because I want to give you everything possible. She talks about core number and its expression of what it costs your nonprofit to deliver a unit of service in the smallest piece of good work that your nonprofit does. And I'm going to bring this back to you because I want you to make sure that when you're setting up your donation levels, they are meaningful. An exact dollar and cents amount is phenomenal. So when you calculate one meal for one person, or at an animal shelter, 1 day's night for 1 day's care for one animal, if you actually do that math with your calculator, now I guess Apple's giving us some pretty fancy calculators, but if you calculate that down to, I know it costs $18.35 for one stay for one person at a homeless shelter. I'm probably making that up. I have no idea what the real number is, but it shows that you've done that calculation and you know your numbers. Then when somebody goes to donate to your organization, like, you know what? They know what's going on. They know that it costs $35.36, and they feel more sure that those dollars are going to go to the right place, that you know where your dollars and cents are going. So if you can calculate that down to an exact dollar and exact cents for one unit, and then get to the 20-ish range and then do multiples of that, it really does trigger people to click that button and donate. So they really do appreciate that they know that those dollars are going somewhere. So I brought along an example of this. And this is a choir that did this was for their Giving Tuesday last year. And they went and they calculated exactly each time the word music or song or singing appeared in their program. And it was 28 times. So that's why they made it $28. They figured out the cost of Robert Harris's music scores just for the bass section was $55 and so on. They calculated exactly what it costs to tune a piano, exactly what it costs for the measures for one of their symphonies. And I mean, you tell me if you're looking at that and you're like, oh my gosh, I want to do that. I want to do that. I want to do that because it is specific. It's a specific ask and it's calculated very precisely. And of course, I want to donate that. And of course, I don't want the piano to be out of tune. I want to donate to things like that. So here's an example by the City Choir of Washington. So I brought along an example for you to see what that looks like. Okay, I want to talk about multiplication and amplification because this is the juice that you're squeezing out of this orange, right? Matching is a multiplier and an incentive driver. So I was talking about asking people if they're going to donate already, can you use that donation as a matching gift? Most likely they're going to say yes. And if it's already coming in, use that to leverage new donations because people are going to be like, oh, well, you know, since it's being matched, I'll give that extra couple bucks because it's going to be multiplied out there. So that's the matching side. That's the left-hand side of this slide. On the right-hand side, I'm talking about the ambassadors. Your ambassadors are the amplifiers, and it's not just the big voices, it's the small voices too. And it's more than the board, but it does include the board. It's more than your volunteers and your business partners. It's your prior donors and your evangelists. And so many times there's just small micro organizations or small, I hate to say cliques because that's not really nice. It has a negative connotation, but sometimes little niche groups within your organization that hang out together. But if you can get your information to one of those and they can spread it out and do that multiple times in multiple areas, you're going to have a winner of a day. But in order for these ambassadors to amplify, you need to hand them the messaging on a silver platter. Give them the sample emails, the phone call scripts, the social media graphics, tag them so all they have to do is reshare, but talk to them now. Now's the time to say, hey, we're participating in San Diego Gives. It's coming up on at the end of July, and we would love for you to be a voice for us and help amplify our message. Would you, could you, will you? And then you'll put them in a special email list, and those are the people that you're sending out that information to. Because you never know how they're going to do it. They may do it on email, they may call their friend, they may text their couple people that are in their list. So if you give them the resources so that they can do that, you've got a winner of a day. And like I said, line them up right now. Or they can even sign an ambassador agreement. Hey, we're doing San Diego Gives. Love for you to participate. Do you want to fill out this form so that we can send you the information and have on there? Yes, I would love to be an ambassador for. Look, there's no legal document there. You're not holding them to anything, but you know what? Just them signing their name or saying yes or filling out a form, then they feel obligated. And then when you send them that information, they will do some of these activities for you. So that is, oops. So that is, oh gosh, sorry. Sorry about that. So let's move on to before, during, and after. So I was talking about having these graphics up and running. So I just showed you this organization, right? I was just talking about the choir. They had their social media lined up and ready to go. And you can schedule your social media, whether it be natively through your social media platform, or if you're using something like a Hootsuite or a Buffer. And they're carrying those donation levels on social media. So it was the same thing, the cost of the piano, 1 minute of music, etc. And they're taking that message and they're pulling it through on that day of giving. And you can see it's a little blurry, but it was throughout the day. Okay. So let's go ahead and talk about your dashboard in your event website. If you don't have a donation page set up, I've worked with Monica here and we have created a donation page within the Octria platform that will get you set up and running fast for San Diego Gives. So I brought along a couple screenshots. I'm going to leave them as we go. And then I also have a video to show you. So within the Octria platform, this is what your dashboard would look like. And this is just some general navigation where you would come in and go down to organization. And then I have a nice bright yellow San Diego Gives button there. And all you have to do is push that button. And the system will auto create a San Diego Gives donation page for you. The top part of that page will have a generic logo in it. That's where you're going to put in your logo. And then where it says on yellow, use this space to share your mission, I put that in there so that you can use this space to share your mission, your impact story, etc. And then go ahead and tell your story in there. And then you will need to connect a Stripe or an authorized.net account. You need to have your banking set up. I'm stating the obvious, but putting it out there also. And then people always ask us, can our donors cover the credit card fees? And yes, you can. You can make it optional. You can make it quiet and never ask them, or you can always include it. So Monica, I have a little tour of how this looks. Is that okay if I play my video?
Yes, of course. And I just, while you're setting up, I just wanted to remind everyone that next week we will be sending out for everyone that registered already these toolkits, kind of like to follow along what Lori has shared about planning for your mission. Kind of not your mission, but planning for your goal of San Diego Gives. And that's something that I really wanted to highlight, kind of like what Lori's talking about, having that specific goal. That is a question that we included as part of the registration to kind of like make you start thinking about that. Of course, we all want as much money as possible, but when it comes down to celebrating with your team, really communicating to donors, it would be great for everyone to know kind of like what you're aiming for. And so just wanted to highlight that. And like Lori said, this is your time to pre-plan. So you'll get those toolkits that will showcase, depending on your capacity, what can you be doing to maximize your campaign? What can like people from your team, or if it's just volunteers, how they can help you out. So you'll be getting that information. And we have a question on the chat. So I'll just give you, let me just answer it really quick, is if all the organizations are using Octria, is that where the San Diego Gifts website will direct traffic to? And no, Octria is one of our partners. When we decided to not use Mighty Cause and ask every organization to create a page on there, we got a partner like Octria that has a very accessible platform for the ones that don't have a fundraising platform that they can use. And they were asking for options. And so she's presenting, after we've met, they created a page that, like Lori said, in less than 3 minutes, you can set it up. So that's kind of like for some of the smaller organizations or smaller budgets that don't have all that capacity to be creating pages or don't have the platform. This is one of our options. We also offered Mighty Cause, who was the ones that run it before, that have an accessible fee. So that's another option. And for the main San Diego Gifts page, we'll make an announcement later, but we've partnered with Classy, our local platform, and they're going to be doing a lot of San Diego Gifts marketing and support and promotion to promote the Love Them All Fund, which is the fund that's going to get equally divided between all the participating nonprofits. So you'll hear more to come about that. And so once you create your page, either with Octria, if that's the platform you're using, or within your platform, that link will be showcased under our website. So you'll have multiple areas for people to look you up or to come across your organization. Yes. Thank you, Lori.
Of course. So like Monica said, this is how you would let me know if the volume's okay. First things first, you're going to have to create a organization within the Octria platform. You're probably going to be able to
The volume stopped, Lori.
let's go ahead and
there. If you mute yourself, we can't hear.
I did mute myself so it wouldn't get feedback. Did you want me to start it over?
Yeah, please. Thank you.
Sorry about that. First things first, you're going to have to create a organization within the Octria platform. You're probably going to be able to pick up your Explorer plan if you're going to do under $10,000 in fundraising with us for this year. So you're going to go ahead and put in your organization name. I'm just going to write San Diego Charity here. And then the event name is Gives. Let's go ahead and put the charity name in front of that too. You'll see how that looks as we move along here. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in and then create my organization. This is also the area we'll put it in your social media, and it creates it. So this is how fast you can make your San Diego Gives donation page. See this bright green button? That's just for you guys. I'm gonna click that and it gives you a little mini landing page on the dashboard. Some information about San Diego Gives and create event. I did not even speed up this video. This is how fast it happens. It creates your donation page. I'm going to click on this and look at it. It looks like the one we just talked about in the slides, and it's a single page, super easy. So you want to change your impact message and your logo. I'm going to click on this pencil because I'm signed in as an admin because I just set up my event. Change my logo, grab and drop that in here, and it's dynamically updated. You can see it. You're probably going to want to change this to your impact message, type it in, and hit save. Maybe you want to change the donation levels. Let's go ahead and get rid of the $5 donation level and go ahead and add in a $2.50. So all I do was eliminate that and put it in. Oh my goodness, I lost the open area there. I'm going to change that. It's because I forgot that little comma in between the $2.50 and the asterisk. I'm adding it back in, and there it goes. I'm going to slide down a little further. I was telling you about impact. You have to include video. You have to include your image carousels on here to show people where their dollars are going. That's easy. So I grab in my column content, and if I want to add in an image, I can choose to do that. If I want to add in a video, I can choose to do that. So once I have those elements on the page, I can double click on it, drag in an image, and if I have a video, I can click on that and put in the video URL from Vimeo or YouTube. It really is that simple. I'm going to go back to my event dashboard because here's your URL that you want to share out with everybody. So it's written right here. If you want to edit it, you can click that pencil. And then if I slide down a little further, I can grab my QR code. Octria is fully integrated with 2 credit card providers, Stripe.com and Authorize.net. Come to the credit card section and you are either going to open or connect your Stripe account or enter your Authorize.net credentials. And yes, you can change the fee handling so that your donors can cover those credit card fees or not. It's totally up to you. We hope you crush the fundraising goal with your San Diego Gives campaign and Octria. Okay. How did I? Sorry, I was trying to move out of full share screen. Okay, I'm gonna hit share screen again. Any questions, any comments on the video? Let me.
And while you're sitting up, I would just highlight kind of like on the demonstration that Lori showed us, having those like videos or stories highlighting your organization. It's something that's really important for this year's campaign, the aspect of storytelling. We've been getting a lot of feedback from funders about how from donors and their donor advised funds, members really connect with emotion. And so having those stories front and center, even on your page, the page that donors are going to visit, it's going to be really important. So just wanted to highlight that.
100%, 100%. So this is not the end of our conversation. This is the beginning of our conversation. Audrey does this all day, every day. We have tons of resources talking about promoting your events, talking about, more information on the core numbers, more information on your storytelling. We have all sorts of webinars, demos, partners, case studies, blog articles. So I invite you to come to the Octria website when you have a chance and really scroll through there. There's a lot of content on there. And people are asking, what's the license look like on the Octria side? So for Octria, if you are on our Explorer plan and you are making under $10,000 in income per year in your event fundraiser using Octria, there's a 1% credit card integration fee, and that's it. It's literally a free license. If you're going over $10,000, then you would need to bump up to an Emerald. And then if you're going to do over 50,000, it would be a diamond. And the reason these numbers, may be a little higher is if you're running your galas, your parties, your fall fundraisers, that sort of thing, where you need to bump up into a higher license. Or maybe you do phenomenal on San Diego Gives. We are cheering for you and hope that happens too. So that's the annual license for the Octria platform. So for Explore, it's 0 license and it's 1% credit card integration fee. And then Stripe.com and Authorize.net have their own small fees also. So Octria is really hyper-focused, like I said, on auction and event fundraising. We have full demos that do a review of the guest experience, and your guest is anybody that comes to any of your events. You want them to engage with you, you want them to bid or buy or donate, and then you want them to pay. And it's all streamlined through the Octria platform. And for your admin experience, kind of like what we were talking about here at San Diego Gives, you need to plan, you need to run, and then you need to close. So for your donation only pages, people will automatically pay at that moment in time. But if you were running something else a little larger or in conjunction with, and you want to run tickets for your San Diego Gives activity, or you're doing an event that's going on with it where you're bringing people in, you can close some of that stuff on your own. So just to give you a little more information about Octria, Octria's comprehensive event and auction fundraising solution. So for your event on the tech solution side of the chart, you can sell and manage your tickets, your tables, your sponsorships, raffles, donations, any sort of for sale items. And for auctions, it's the tech solution that literally is best in class. If you go out and look at reviews from Octria, there's over 600 reviews between G2 and Captier, and we're usually sitting at about 4.8, 4.9 out of 5 stars on there. So if you don't believe us, check out what others are saying. And engagement starts at different points for different guests. And the good news for you is that it can all happen with Octria. If you're doing an event, you want to have sponsors. If you're having an event and you want to have tickets, you can do all that on the same platform. So if you're using us for San Diego Gives and want to use us for the fall event, that's awesome. It's all in the same exact license and the same exact platform. Octria handles bidding in the room, whether it be a mobile device and you want to do mobile bidding, you want to print out bid sheets, you can do that too. It's all connected through Octria and Streamline. And then, of course, yes, you can absolutely do a paddle raise in the room and manage the entire process within Octria. Paddle raises are the ultimate gift from the heart. The MC or auctioneer will lead this from the stage, and after the impact video plays, the spotters will record the donations. So here's how to stay in touch with us here. We publish regularly to social media, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest. We have over 500 pins that go directly to donation request pages. We have a lot of our videos on YouTube. We have a Facebook group. It's called Auction Team Talk. It is the nicest page on Facebook. Everybody's always helping everybody out there. So I invite you to come and hang out there as well. And if after we hang up the phone, you're like, eek, I totally forgot what she said, you can always email us hello@octria.com. And if you're feeling a little overwhelmed, you can pick up Octria Launch or Octria Assist, and they'll walk you through and do the setup for you. Hey, Monica, I brought along a couple events for that other people are doing right now. Would that be okay to share?
Yes, and we do have a question in the chat.
Yes.
Does the platform also keep track of item donations such as furniture and such?
Such as furniture? Sure, any donation. I'd love a little more information if Miriam could put that in there. Yes, you can handle all of your donations, your donors, your donor logos, and then when you put it up into the system for auction or for sale, it grabs all that together. People always ask us, what's everybody else doing? What's everybody else doing? And it's so fun to peek behind the curtains. But a lot of organizations will put their information on our public events page. And I chose a couple of them just to show the difference between a donation form that you get for free somewhere and an event website that tells your story and raises money. So here's one, Broadway in the Park. They're selling their tickets. They have a register button. They have a donation page. Here's their video front and center. What are they doing and why am I going to participate, as well as a sorry, I can't attend. Here's the donation. And their goal is 250,000 and their thermometer will run right up there. So they have their tickets and their tables that are loaded in here. People can buy a VIP ticket. By the way, anything VIP sells. I have a whole webinar just on that. General tables, VIP admission, and then general admission. And then if you want to make just a donation, they're thanking their donors. They have their information about their donors on here. Here's another one. This is a Cattle Barons ball. They have some information about their party, what it's going to happen. They also have their tickets up for sale on here. Here's their sponsorships. Sponsorships are so vital to have that funding come in. You know, it's a cash flow situation, right? You want to make sure you have cash to run your event, and sponsors do that. And they've named them, you can see, to tie in with that cowboy theme. And I'll just flip through these real quick. Here's another one. This group is Hearts for Hope, and you can see how nicely they tied in the colors. They changed everything out in the system. Here's another one, a golf event. People use Octria for golf all the time. A foursome, a single player, golf bag special, dinner only. That looks delicious. I'm hungry for lunch. I'm in the East Coast and I haven't eaten yet. They have their sponsorship opportunities. They made these graphics, but they put them into the system and it looks gorgeous. And I love this here. So you only have a couple. Create that fear of missing out. Put a quantity on there. Sold out. Sorry, you missed it. Guess you're going to have to bump up to the higher one. So there's so many ways that people use Octria to promote their event fundraiser and to promote their cause. Here's the sponsor invites. Those are listed here. And like I said, these are all on our public events page. I could spend hours on here, but it just gives you a little glimpse into what other people are doing so that you can get some ideas. And they were all run or going to be run within the Octria platform. Any other questions, Monica?
I saw that Miriam just elaborated a little bit more and said that they provide items to people in need, from furniture to clothing and baby items and so forth. I'm guessing the question is, for that, to keep
Ah,
track of the item donation as such. So not only furniture, but like clothing and all of that, if that's something that Actria.
so you can do for sale merchandise sales within the Octria platform if you'd like, if that's how they're turning around and selling it. If they're selling it in the room just for cash, you probably don't want to go through all those efforts. But yeah, you can go ahead and track that information within Octria. I can actually pop over here if you want real quick and just see the inside from a dashboard. And I'll just come to my regular demo that I use on a regular basis. Um, this is what it looks like. So we're mostly talking about San Diego Gives, and we're focusing in just on a single donation page. But when you're running your full event, here's your auction, your bidding sales, your checkout, communication, system communications, your donors, your items. So all these additional tabs are over here for when you're doing a full-blown event fundraiser. And yes, you can access all those. We don't close it down just because you're running San Diego Gives. The license is for the entire platform. And then, we're giving you the San Diego Gives right here with easy access. And then you can use the platform for as long as you wish. It's a 12-month subscription on the Octria platform. Like I said, the Explorer is free. That's up to $10,000 in income for fundraising on the platform. And then if you go over 10, you would have to bump up to the Emerald, and you can see all the details here. And like I said, if you want some extra help getting set up, you can pick up an assist call, and the Altria team will do that for you. If you're like, oh my gosh, I want to do this, but you know what? I just don't have the time. That's okay. Our staff is amazing, and they can set this up for you in no time flat. You can just pick up a little assist call if you'd like. Anything else?
Thank you, Lori. Any other questions regarding the fundraising aspect for the Day of Giving, about the platforms, anything else?
Right. And like I said, if you feel overwhelmed, it's okay. You can talk to our team. You can pick up a little assist call and they'll do the setup for you. And I had mentioned before, there's over 500 reviews. There's actually 500 on Capterra and another 100 on G2 about Octria. So you are using a platform that has been around, like I said, since 2011, with a load of reviews out there and all hanging out pretty much close to that 5-star reviews on there. So, and Monica comes to us through a mutual fundraising consultant in the area, AJ Steinberg, Queen Bee Fundraising, who has been doing all sorts of webinars on the Octria platform for many, many years. She was a speaker at AFP this season. We were up at AFP with her. And we're just thrilled to be here with you guys here today and sharing the Octria platform with you and your organization. Monica, is there anything else that I can share that I can help with? Any other questions? Any other comments? We
I think
love
not.
giving days. We really know that it takes a lot of effort. If you can make a lot of money if you put in the time and effort in advance. If you think you're going to go into it the day before, throw up a donation page and throw out a couple emails, you're going to be disappointed. That's why I'm thrilled that you're here today listening to this conversation so that you can be set up, you can plan accordingly, and you can get everything organized so that as you lead up to it, you can do some awesome work.
Thank you, Lori. So you'll receive, everyone, the recording for this webinar. It has information for Lori and Octria if you had any more questions. If you want to apply some of these things into your own platform for the giving day, But I would really highlight those aspects, the aspect of having a goal for this 6-week campaign, really managing that timeline of the 6 weeks. In the past, it was shared like starting the early giving. We want to make sure that this goal that you have is achieved by that September 5th, which is the culminating date of San Diego Gives. Lori talked about having like the direction for your donors to either donate or to volunteer very directly. We have that aspect for the campaign as well throughout the month of August of volunteering. So we want to make sure that more donors can engage with your organization. Also, the marketing toolkits that you're going to receive highlight the "This is what a philanthropist looks like" campaign. So you'll have, if you decide that you cannot create more marketing toolkits specific to your campaign and you just want to support the overall and get those donations, we are sending out those toolkits. And "This is what a philanthropist looks like" will be emailed so your board members can use it, your volunteers can use it, anyone that's involved in your organization can showcase how they are being philanthropists by supporting your mission. So you'll receive in the next couple of weeks those calendars, toolkits, everything so you can start planning. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. And thank you, Lori, so much for this presentation and incorporating all the aspects of the San Diego Gifts campaign into it. And I know that we do have another workshop with one of your partners on the auction aspect and all of that. So everyone getting ready for gala season.
That
Thank you
sounds,
so much, Lori.
it's my pleasure. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. I always wish people bids that soar. I hope they crush their fundraising goals. For sure. I hope you crush your fundraising goals for San Diego
Yes.
Gives.
Thank you so much, Lori. Thank you, everyone, and hope to see you at the next webinar. Bye.